All right, welcome to the Explainer. Today we're diving into a therapy that's, well, it's way more than just a simple stretch. We're talking about Intelligent NeuroStretch Therapy. It's a pretty different way of thinking about movement, recovery, and just our overall well-being. So let's get right into what makes this so special. You know that feeling, that persistent stiffness in your back that just won't quit? Or maybe you're an athlete and you're looking for that tiny edge that could make all the difference. If any of that rings a bell, you're definitely not alone. And it kind of suggests we might need something more than just a quick hamstring stretch before a jog. So what is this stuff exactly? Think of it as this big, holistic practice that kind of blends a few key things together. It uses the science of how we move and how our nervous system works, not just to make you more flexible, but to actually rewire the connection between your muscles and your brain. The goal? Better performance and just feeling better, period. Right. So the first thing to get your head around is that this goes way, way beyond a simple stretch. This isn't some one-size-fits-all yoga class. It's a completely personalized and adaptive experience. And that adaptability, that's what makes it so powerful. It's designed to meet you exactly where you're at. Whether you're a top-tier athlete chasing a world record or, just someone who wants to get through the workday with a little less pain. So let's see how this works in probably the most demanding setting imaginable, helping athletes reach peak performance. This is where you can really see the therapy's power in a big way. It's actually fascinating when you see how it gets tailored to different sports. For a triathlete, it's all about mobility and making sure the right muscles are firing for 3 totally different events. But for a golfer, it's all about rotational power. So the therapy focuses on opening up the hips and spine for a really fluid swing. And then you've got dancers who need that dynamic flexibility, or skiers who need super healthy joints and a quick recovery. It's a completely different game plan for each one. Okay, but peak performance is only half the picture. This therapy is just as crucial when you're on the road to recovery, especially after something like surgery. This is where its gentle, restorative power really shines. Just think about recovering from major surgery, like a new knee, a hip replacement, or a spinal procedure. Your body is in this incredibly vulnerable state. The huge challenge is getting your mobility and strength back without hurting yourself all over again. And that's exactly the tightrope this therapy is designed to walk. So the whole recovery process is this really careful, step-by-step journey. It all starts with super gentle, controlled movements. Why? To stop scar tissue from building up, because that stuff can seriously limit your movement later on. Once that's under control, the focus shifts to carefully strengthening those weak areas. And then, finally, working to get you back to a full, safe range of motion. And this isn't just guesswork, right? The therapy uses proven techniques like neural stretching, soft tissue therapy, and something called PNF stretching. I know, that's a mouthful. It stands for proprioceptive neuromuscular facilitation. But it basically tricks your body's own reflexes into relaxing a muscle way deeper than you ever could with just a regular stretch. All these things work together to really speed up the healing. So, we've talked about athletes, we've talked about recovery, but what about the rest of us? How does this actually help with the everyday aches and pains? Let's look at 2 super common scenarios. First, you've got the busy professional who's stuck at a desk all day. They get that classic tension in their neck, their shoulders, their lower back. For them, the solution is all about targeted release to fix their posture and just melt that stress away. Then you've got someone with a more sedentary lifestyle who feels stiff all over and has chronic pain. For them, the therapy focuses on boosting flexibility and managing that pain. See? 2 different people, 2 totally different solutions. So that probably makes you wonder, how can one single therapy be so adaptive? This is where we get into the science of it all, kind of the secret sauce that makes it all click. Well, it's not really just one thing. It's a hybrid approach that fuses together a few core disciplines. It takes that mind-muscle connection from neuro-Pilates, it pulls recovery knowledge from sports science, and it uses the physics of human movement from biomechanics. By blending all those, you get a therapy that really understands the body from all these different angles. But all that knowledge is only one part of the equation. The other half is the expert who's applying it. A great therapist is trained to see the things we can't, like those subtle muscle imbalances or hidden weaknesses that are often the real source of the problem. That expertise is what makes the plan truly personal, and honestly, what makes it safe. So when you put it all together, that adaptive approach, the deep scientific foundation, and that expert guidance, you get something that's so much more than just a quick fix. It's a comprehensive therapy that's really designed to elevate your body, to help it move and feel the way it was always meant to. And that kind of leaves us with one final thought. Your body has this incredible potential for strength, for mobility, and just for everyday comfort. So the only question left is, are you ready to unlock it? Thanks for joining me.